Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to class today. We are going to be working with the inner thighs today. So important, both strength wise and flexibility wise, for so many of our yoga poses. So we can start by sitting well. You're going to need, your props. I am sitting up on a blanket today. You might want to sit up on your blanket. And as always, know that you don't have to sit with your legs crossed. You can always sit with your legs straight or any way that makes sense for you. And as we do our just kind of warm up stretching, you're always welcome to sit in a chair. And I thought I would start class by reading a poem by Mary Oliver. This is her book called Devotions. She's one of my absolute favorite poets. And I always learn so much when I'm reading her poems. So wherever you are, go ahead and sit well and find yourself comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. And this poem of hers is called Don't Hesitate. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give in to it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, that sometimes something happens better than all the riches or power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Gives me goosebumps. Joy is not meant to be a crumb. All right, so with that, feel your heart, feel your body. Feel the breath as you take a deep breath in and let it all go. And taking that deep breath in and exhaling it. Good. One more right there. Inhale and exhale. And then let the eyes open. Take the hands out to your sides. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale it to your heart. Take one hand to the heart space. Open the other one up in a little baby twist. And come back to center. Replace those hands with the other. And open to the side. And take both hands to the center. And then interlace and press it out. Curl in, everyone. Just tuck. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, let go. Good. Inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Take one hand to that heart, open it up, and replace it. Take it to the other side, open and stretch, and replace. Both hands interlace, press it out, curl back, curl, 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 really tuck. And then inhale, open up everything. Exhale, let go. One more just like that. Take it up. Exhale to your heart. One hand rests, the other one stretches out. And back to center, stretch the other one. And bring it back, interlace those hands, curl in, tuck your chin, round your body, and reach up. And exhale and let go. Good. And then just roll your shoulders, just take them back, roll them out, just warming up the upper body. Find your breath. There you go. One more big, big roll of those shoulders. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the left hand down. The right arm reaches up and over and stretch that side body. And then reach over that same side knee. Inhale, reach the arm up. Let's take it back diagonally. Take the other arm up and stretch. Good. Release. Take those hands down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other side, taking the right hand down, the left arm reaches up and over. Stretch out that side body and then reach over the same side knee. Inhale, take that arm all the way back and reach up with the other arm and stretch. Nice job, everybody. Release. Exhale, let's do that one more side. One more time, both sides. Inhale, up. Exhale, take it down, stretch over. Reach for the knee. Inhale, reach up diagonal like you're doing a big cartwheel. And stretch that belly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Last one, last side. Take the arms up. Exhale, right hand down. Stretch over. Take it over your knee. Inhale. Exhale, like you're doing a big cartwheel. And reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. Roll those shoulders out, everybody. And then very mindful for your particular body, if it is okay, keep the shoulders back, but tuck your chin down to your chest. Take a deep breath here. If there's any reason why you should not be doing this, then please don't. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder. Just stretch it a little bit through the neck. Take the left hand and let the fingertips rest on the floor. We haven't done any neck stretches in a while. I'm always cautious here. And then circle the chin down toward your chest. Take it to the other side, stretching out your whole right side. Woo. Yep, you always feel which side is tighter, letting the right fingertips come to the floor. Deep breath. Circle that chin back down to your chest. Take the head up to neutral. Take both arms up. Interlace the hands very lightly behind your head. Press the elbows. Press the back of the head into the hands. So I'm not lifting my chin. I'm just pressing the head into my hands. Really stretching here. Engage the back body. And then just let go. Nice job, everybody. Let's straighten those legs. Feel free to either sit on the blanket or not. It's really going to depend on your hips. If you're in Dandasana and it's very hard to sit upright without your back rounding, go ahead and sit up on the blanket. That's going to help tilt the pelvis forward. And then just take your hands down to the floor for a moment. Flex your feet, maybe point, flex, point, whew, flex, yep, and point, and flex, one more, and flex, good. Hold that belly and maybe take the arms up again. If that causes you to round, keep the hands down. Big deep breath. Now imagine that you're holding on to a beach ball. Squeeze between the hands isometrically, engaging that upper back. Good. Grab one wrist, take it over just a little bit. Keep those legs active and center. Grab the other wrist, take it over. And center and release. Good. Roll that out. I want you to lean back. Don't get too comfortable, but lean back, press the shoulders back, and then slide the feet up and open them out to Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, cobbler pose. And just pause here for a second. I wouldn't take the heels too close to the groin just yet, but then feel as if you could press the belly forward, right? You're going to feel that anterior tilt. Your hands are resting behind you, the shoulders are back, and just take the legs up and out. Yep. And shift the feet so your feet are flat and then they open. Good. Squeeze them in and down and bring them in and down. Now this time I want you to feel as if you're pulling those legs in through mud. Yep. Or water. Squeeze the inner thighs and squeeze them in. Good. Just two more here. Squeeze. Last one. Squeeze. I almost forgot what I was doing. And then bring those knees together, straighten the legs, come back to Dandasana, arms or no arms. Really engage the legs, everybody. Feel the upper body working as well. Exhale, hands come down, lean back a little bit, slide the legs in, open, bring them back together. Yep. And reach up. Just one more here. Breathe, bring them back. Open the knees, bring them in, and straighten the arms up and release. Nice job, everybody. Roll those shoulders out. Now, again, knee issues, just do what you can do. Do your best. Don't worry about it. Some of you might want to block nearby. You're going to take just the right leg and slide it up. And then let it go out to the side. If your knee is off the ground or you feel any strain in the groin, you're going to take one block underneath. Okay. So we're going to start here and just get a sense of how this feels on this side, right? Think of tree pose, think of Janu Sirsasana, right? All of these poses that have this shape to it. And then take a look at your foot, your kneecap, your thigh, right? I'm moving that flesh out from the inner thigh to the outer thigh. Kneecap is pointing up, toes are pointing up, and just sit really, really tall here. And notice where, if any, you have strain, right? So some of you might feel it hip or knee of the bent leg. Some of you might feel that constriction in the straight leg. And if you do, I would lean back just a little bit to get a sense of maybe getting a little bit of relief there. So wherever you are, one, you're going to stay here because you feel plenty enough stretch. Or you're going to take that foot and place it on top of your thigh. Please be well enough away from the knee so we don't hyperextend. I'm probably 2 inches above the knee. This isn't going to work for some of you with knee issues. Good. Flex through the long leg. Sit up really tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, little baby swan dive, just a small one. You're going to feel the hamstring of that left leg, right? Firing up. Draw the shoulders back. Try not to lead with the chin or the head, right? Keep it in alignment. Take a deep breath. And then as you come up, see if you can bend the left knee. Ooh, yeah. So you've been doing just about anything in life, whether you're sitting or driving or hiking, right? Or running, whatever it is, biking, right? Hips, they get tight. So just rock a little side to side. Your knee doesn't have to be this bent. If you feel a stretch in your right hip, I am mirroring here, then you are getting the benefit of this pose, a figure 4 pose. Good, just rock it. And come back to center. Take the hands behind you and press the body forward, just like we did when we were seated, right? Press the body forward. You're going to feel more of a hip stretch. And breathe. And then slide the leg down, but listen up. You're going to grab your foot and your knee and just see if you can lift that. And then if this is your right leg, your left hand is going to hang onto your foot and just kind of rock it side to side. Yep. Good. Last one here, least I forget all of this on the other side. You're going to bring that leg across as far as it'll go and then just drop the knee. So you're in this half cow face legs. I was going to say shoelace because I did a yin class yesterday. Half cow face legs. Again, watch that bottom knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, easy. It is not going to take much here. Keep the bottom leg active. Find your breath. Yep, one more big deep breath, everyone. And then take the torso up, roll the shoulders back, lean back, lift that leg, straighten it up, press the hips forward. Inhale, reach up, Dandasana. And exhale, let go. Good, shake that out. And again, remember, if you sit up on a blanket, that can often help with these poses, especially if your hips are tight. So here we are again in Dandasana. We're taking the other leg, bend that knee, and just let it go out to the side. Yep. Take a look at the long leg. I'm looking at my kneecap. It's pointing pretty much straight up. The toes are pointing straight up. The hip feels grounded, right? That sit bone feels really grounded. Maybe lean back and press the pelvis forward to help with this forward fold. Again, a block under that knee, the bent knee, if your knee is really far up. And then just breathe, right? How does this side feel to you? If you're getting compression in the straight legs hip, just lean back, right? Lessen that compression a little bit. See if it'll open up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, maybe a little forward fold here. Don't go far. Ooh, good. Keep drawing the right leg back into the hip socket. And just notice. Come on up. Some of you are going to stay here. Some of you are going to take that foot and press it up and breathe. I realize I still need to do figure 4 on this side. That's where we're headed, right? It's like your memory only goes so many places for most of us. And I think I really pushed the edge of that, of that sequence on one side. Good. Breathe. Really flex the leg that is underneath. Maybe take the body forward just a little bit, but try to move from the pelvis, the belly button. And then lean back, bend that knee any amount. It can be low, it can be high. Where are you, right? Where are your hips? How are you built? And just rock a little side to side. It is amazing, if when we expect to look like somebody else in class or on screen or on a front magazine, we're generally going to be disappointed because our bodies are so unique and different, the way we are built from one another. So we respect and honor that, and we play in these bodies with a sense of joy, as Mary Oliver would say. And then come back to center, lengthen up, press through. Good. Straighten that leg. This time you're going to grab the leg and lift. And then you're just going to rock that hip side to side and see how that feels, right? When you bring the leg over, do you feel the stretch in that left outer hip? Good. And then to your ability, you're going to bring it all the way across. You're going to drop the knee. We are in half cow face legs. Woo. Make sure the flesh is out from the sit bones. You are grounded. Breathe. Inhale. Take the arms up. Only if it makes sense, you're going to forward fold a little. Whoo, yeah. These are much more intense than a regular Janu Sirsasana because we have grounded the straight leg so it cannot compensate. It can't bend as easily. But please watch the knee. I have a couple of you in mind as I keep saying that I know your knees can hyperextend. So just be gentle, be kind. And come on up, lean back, everybody. Lift that leg, press it out. Woo, and shake out those legs. That's quite a bit, right? And then take the heels of your hands and just give it a good thigh rub, especially on the outer here where your iliotibial band is, but maybe up in the thighs as well. Good. And then lean back again. You're going to take the right leg and slide it out to the side. Your left leg is going to bend to your ability. If you can, the foot's going to come to that inner thigh. If your knee says no, thank you, you're just going to keep it out where you can. Maybe straight. I'm not sure that will work so well. And then notice this, right? Again, the hips are centered with the groin. We're going to start to feel maybe some lengthening in the inner thigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slight forward fold again. Just notice, right? Where is it for you? I know some of you can come all the way down. I will leave that to your discretion. And then just kind of lift the right hip off the floor, that straight legs hip, and set it back down. So you're just kind of lifting and setting it down. That foot's turning in. You're just exploring the hip itself. Good. And then take the hands and walk them around toward the left thigh. And at the same time, the right foot is going to turn down to the big toe side. And you're just going to hang out here for a minute. If this is not going to work for you, if there's something going on with hip or knee, you can always drop the knee and bend it. Okay. If you can, you're keeping the leg straight, you're pressing through, and we're looking for a stretch anywhere from about the mid thigh to the lower ribs. And then just rock a little side to side, little bit. So as I move my body more to the left, I feel more of a stretch, especially through the belly here, right? I have my lower belly toned, probably getting into some of the deep core muscles, maybe even the psoas muscle. So I'm just checking it out. Where is it going to go here? And then release a little bit of that twist. Come down onto your elbow. Yep, move things out of the way. Slide the leg out, straight out from the hip, and hold. Toes are pointing toward the wall in front of you. You're going to feel this. If it is hard to be on your elbow, by the way, you can come on down and relax a little bit. Being up on the elbow is going to work this side waist a little bit. I want the hip working, the glute working, this leg pressing down, and maybe we pulse just a little. And breathe. Try not to round your upper body forward. Try to keep everything to the side. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. See if you can slide the leg forward and then slide it back as if you had that leg on a table and you're just sliding it back and forth and back. Just one more here. One more. Come on. We got this. And slide it back. Whew. And then let it come straight out from the hip. Drop that down straight in the other leg and stack both legs. If you're up on elbow, drop down. You can have the head down or straight and see if you can lift both legs off the floor. Big deep breath. Yep, working with the side body. Find that, breathe, find your balance. Maybe you take that top arm up a little more balance. I'm rolling over. Hang in there. And lower the legs. Holy moly. Put your hands down on the floor, bend your knees, and press all the way up. Come right back to Dandasana and shake that out. Inhale, reach the arms up. Flex your feet, engage the inner thighs, whoo, and release that, shake it out. All right, let's go to the other side. We're going to take the left leg, slide it out to the side. Bend the right leg, bring it into your level. Ideally, both hips are on the floor, both sit bones on the floor. It's not always going to be the case. You could always put a block under the knee or take that leg out to the point where it does not hurt anything. Good. And then just breathe, hold here for a moment. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, small swan dive forward, draw the shoulders back. Little bit of tone to the belly here. Notice if your head is really reaching forward. It's probably one of the hardest things is to not reach forward with the head. Try to keep that alignment. Find your breath here. Good. You can drop to elbows if you want, but again, don't push it. And then press all the way up. And with the extended leg, again, I just want you to kind of roll it around, see what happens as we lift off the left cheek and go back down, right? We're just checking things out. Where is it on this side? And then if and when you're ready, you're going to come all the way to the big toe side and walk your hands over the right thigh. Ooh. And see if you can plant that side of your foot. And again, we're here, right? So you can maybe roll a little bit, open the chest, and then bring it more to the right, right? How does it feel? Where do you feel that stretch? If you walk the hands more to the right, what is it that you feel? And breathe. Maybe you sway a little bit, right? This is your body. Be curious about it. Like, be like, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this or that. As we stretch through that connective tissue, that long line from thigh to belly, right, all the way up into the ribs. Good. Release that amount of stretch. Come on down to your elbow and then slide that leg straight out from the hip. Your bottom leg is supporting you. Remember, you can come on down and rest your head on your arm. Your toes are pointing to the wall right in front of you. Engage your hip glute and let's just pulse easy, easy here. Good. You're not over dumping, right? Your lower back has a lot of integrity to it here. Just feel in the work of this leg, maybe 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hold. And then see if you can slide that straight leg up toward the shoulder and back behind you without overarching. Good. Slide it forward and back. Good. One more. Slide and bring it back. And then lower that leg to the floor, straighten the other one, stack both, and maybe come down to the side body. Squeeze the legs together, see if you can lift. Good. Breathe. Maybe you let go of the hand that's supporting you to see if you can find balance. On the side body, stacking those legs, lifting them off the floor. And release. Woo, bend those knees, everybody. Press yourself all the way back up. Come back to Dandasana. We're almost done with the floor work. Flex your feet. Take the arms up. Squeeze the beach ball. If you can, slide the legs. Open the arms. Slide them back in, bring the arms back together and out. I feel like a synchronized swimmer right now. And squeeze them up. Last one, slide them out. Keep the body really open here and slide them in. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Bend both knees, little baby Baddha Konasana, and just shake out those legs a little bit. That's it. Bring the knees together, everyone. roll over to your side, come to table pose. I'm thinking for my friends out there who cannot be on both knees, might be good to just get on the chair for this one. We're gonna do gate pose, and just make sure your blocks are nearby for later. And gate pose would be really challenging if you can't be on the knees. So you can sit in a chair and take one leg out to the side. So find table pose, tone the belly in, and press the left leg straight back. And again, tone the belly in so that the pelvis feels neutral, and lift that leg. Maybe flex or maybe point your toes, and maybe just a tiny, tiny pulse of the glutes. Because as we always say, everything is connected, right? The inner thighs are connected to the muscles in the front of the thigh, the hamstrings, the glutes, the hips. It's all connected. Good. And then hold that, flex your foot, and just turn the foot out to the side. Once you're there, you're sliding that leg over the table again, dropping that foot down, pressing the foot into the floor, and looking at your right knee to make sure that right knee is under your hip. Once you're good there, take the hands close and come up on one knee. Now, some of you might want to just keep your hands on the floor, right, Miss Betty? So that you're not stressing out or straining anything. But then feel this leg. So here's another yoga pose that requires the inner thighs work, right? Cooperation. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, the left hand slides down the left knee. It's lightly touching. If you are relying on that left hand to hold you, I would come up higher, okay? So there should be almost no weight on the extended leg. And breathe, everybody. Take both arms up. Exhale your right hand to your right hip and stretch over to the other side. If you're comfortable, you can slide the right hand down your thigh. Up, everything up to center. Your hands go to the floor. Keep your right hand where it is. Twist to the left. Easy, easy. Good, smile, breathe. Foster joy wherever you can find it. Exhale, hands down. All right, hardest part here is to see if you can lift, take it back, and then lower it down. I'm going to turn around so I have room for those legs of mine. So we're on the other side. The right leg goes back. The belly tones in, the leg lifts, maybe point the toes, and maybe just little teeny tiny bounces here to engage the glute. Don't go far, level your hips, everybody. That's it. Feel that glute working. And then level it out. Flex the foot, turn the toes out, and then slide the leg over that table, drop the foot down very much on purpose. Like I watch that foot land and then I roll the foot so the pinky side touches. Look at the left knee, make sure it is where you want it, and then walk the hands up, take the torso up, and pause. So we don't want pressure, right, on the inner knee. So we don't want to put any pressure on the outer knee. We want that to be nice and strong. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gently slide that right hand down the leg and stretch the belly and the side body on the left. You might feel some of those same muscles stretching as they were when we were laying on the floor or sitting on the floor. Big deep breath. Take both arms up. Take the left hand first to the hip and press in on that hip to take the right arm over. Only if you feel stable, slide the left hand down the leg. I've run into my wall here. And breathe. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both hands down. The left hand stays on the floor. The right arm stretches. We find our breath. And exhale, hands down, everybody. Well done. Place those hands for down dog. So we're already getting ready for our next pose. Lift the right leg, slide it back, lower that knee. Knees are now hips width apart. Flip your toes under, plant the hands, and find downward facing dog. Ooh, yeah. And once you're there, let's just pedal them out. Go slow here though, right? So we're not just lifting and lowering the heels, thinking about something else. As I drop a heel and bend the other, I feel the stretch in the calf muscles, in the Achilles, right? Big deep breath. And then plant both feet. Now, that does not mean that your heels should touch, right? Trust your body. Again, most of us will shorten our down dogs to get the heels to touch, but that's not the thing, right? The heels will come down if they will, when they will. Bend both knees, step wide on your yoga mat. Walk the hands all the way back to your feet. Bend the knees, take your hands to your knees, and stand up. Whew. Good. Roll those shoulders again. Shake out the legs. I know this is a lot for the legs, so just hang in there. Grab your blocks. You're going to go wide on your yoga mat and just sit your blocks in front of your mat. We're going to need those in a minute. And then take the feet wide. So this is another thing. Depending on where your femur goes into your hip socket, your toes might be a little more out. They might be a little more in. We're going to bend the knees, and so you'll know how that feels. So find your pose and then just bend the knees, right? Just bend the knees and go, okay, how does this make particularly my knees feel? We want to press the knees out. We want to stretch the inner thighs and engage the back of those inner thighs, otherwise known as the glutes. So you should feel the engagement of the hips, glutes in the back as the front knees press. And then be willing to sit back. What do I mean by that, right? So what I see a lot is more this, where the hips are almost pressing forward and the knees are shooting way over those toes, instead of butt back, literally butt back, as you find that pose. And just see if that'll work for you. And then inhale, straighten the legs, take the arms up. Exhale, goddess pose. How low you go is up to you. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down we go. Good, 2 more, inhale. Exhale, are you smiling? Good, last one, inhale. Exhale, hold, hands come down to your thighs, your knees press out, your glutes become active, the chest is tall. Find your breath. Your hands are on your thighs, and I'm actually pushing down on those thighs a little bit. Lift one heel and down. Lift the other, down. Lift, lower, whoo, lower, lift, and lift. Good. Hang in there. We got one more, both sides. One more. Lift, press down. Straighten the legs. Lift the arms. Exhale, last one here. Squat. Hands to thighs. Push into those thighs. Everybody, see if you can lift both heels off the floor. Belly should be toned in. Find your balance. See if you can hold it. Lift the arms. Breathe. Take the arms up. Find your balance. Drop the heels, stand all the way up, and exhale. Holy moly. Let's step those legs together just for a second. Whew. Maybe let's actually grab one block, take it between the thighs, give it a squeeze. I just realized how much inner thighs we are going to be doing, and we might need a little break in the middle of all that. Good squeeze. Find your breath. And release it. Take that block out. Good. Set your blocks up at the highest level. Go wide again. Hinge deep from the hips. Press those hips back and take your hands to your blocks. Now, for some, you don't need them quite that high. You can take them down. I wouldn't go any lower than the second level, really. And then again, turn the toes as you need to bend your right leg. Again, I'm mirroring here. So the right leg is bent, but take a look at the left leg. Pinky toe down, whether those toes are turned out or forward. Pinky toe down, inner arch lifted, hips back. In fact, if you rock back just a little versus rock forward just a little, you're going to feel different sensations. Now, the other key to this is that right knee is not dropping to the middle of the floor, right? I'm not letting that sink. I'm going to keep that arch lifted. And then straighten both legs and go to the other side. Adjust your feet the way that it feels right for you, whether that foot is straight or turned. Sit the hips back. Find your breath. Come back to the middle. Go to the first side. Good. This time I want you to take your right foot and turn it so that it is pointing to the front of your mat. Take your back foot and turn it so that it is parallel with the short edge of your mat. And then find your pose. What's that mean? Maybe you sink down, keep the pinky toe grounded, and then maybe you straighten the front leg. Bend. I've got both of my blocks more to the right, by the way. And bend. And bend. This time I want you to hold that bend. Press through your pinky toe of your back leg, everybody. Take your right hand to your right knee. Woo, lift up. And find warrior. Oh, warrior two. Squeeze the back glute. Imagine that somebody's pressing the inner knee of your back leg away from the floor. Try not to let the upper body sink too far forward. Pull it back. Take your front hand to your front thigh. Straighten that leg. Take the top arm up or the back arm up. Slide your right hand down your thigh, down your shin, and find triangle pose. Don't take it all the way to the floor. Good. Tone in through the belly. And then slide that leg up. Bend your front knee. Take both hands back to your blocks. Walk the blocks to the center. Turn all your toes to the center. And come into a forward fold. Deep breath, everyone. Take those hands back to your blocks. For me, I've got to turn the left foot out. I'm going to bend my left knee. I'm going to walk the blocks over to the left. And I'm just going to check this out. Keeping my right foot pinky toe on the ground. And breathe. Maybe straighten and bend a few times. And then turn your left foot to face the front of your mat. Look at your back foot, and at a minimum, you're going to parallel it to the side of your mat or to the short end of your mat. And then again, I want you to just bend your front knee and straighten it and bend. Try not to overweight your blocks. Bend, whoo, and straighten. Good, one more, keep it bent. Notice if your pose is a little too long. It feels a little long on this side for me. Your left hand to your left knee. Make sure the left knee is not collapsing. Come on up. Whoo. Come into warrior two. Feel the work of the thighs. Try to lift the inner arch of your back foot. And breathe. Take your front hand to your front thigh. Take your other arm up. Straighten your front leg. Slide down. Go easy. Don't go too far. Whoo, funny. Got a little cramp in my calf. Hang on. You go. I got to pause. I got a cramp there. There we go. And breathe, everybody. Triangle pose. Bend the front knee. Come on up. Woo. Take your hands to your blocks. Walk your blocks to center. Turn your toes in, everybody. And breathe. Forward fold. Hands to blocks. Heel toe in until you're about hips width apart. Good. Some of you are going to stay right here. And if you are, I would take those blocks up nice and high and just stay in a nice L shape. I'm turn sideways here. Right. Nice L shape. The rest of you, if you want, you're going to keep the blocks at the second level. And you're going to just see if you can come up on the balls of the feet and bend down into a squat. Okay. So I have my feet, my heels are up off the floor. My chest is nice and tall. I'm not letting my ankles splay out, which is what they will normally do. I'm trying to keep those ankles right underneath the sit bones, the heels. Good. Breathe. And then push into the blocks and stand up. That is not for everyone. Please don't do it if it doesn't feel good. We're going to just do one more of those. Come on to the ball mound. Bend the knees as you start to gaze forward. Drop down. You're on your heel or on your ball mounds of your feet. The heels are staying centered. Only if you want, hands to heart. Little balance pose here. Big deep breath. Please don't be discouraged if you're going, my knees won't do that. Just hang out for me. Good. Hands to blocks. Push to lift. You're back in that L shape. Lift the blocks even higher if they're at medium and push. And then bend the knees and sit back. Hands come to your knees. And come on up, everybody. Whew. And shake those legs out. All right, so we're going to take those blocks to the front of our mat, either up at the highest level or at the medium level. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, your hands come down to your blocks. Soften your knees and step back with your left leg. Turn your back foot to the side position. We are coming back into warrior. Find your pose. Maybe you discovered you could go a little longer. But before you lift the arms, I want you to look at your back foot and try to lift the inner arch. Another way to think about that is if you look at your inner ankle bone, you're moving that ankle bone away from the floor. And then bend your front knee so that your knee and your ankle are lined up. Take your right hand to your right knee, lift up, find warrior, pull the front ribs in, breathe, imagine space between the hip and the hip crease, right? Maybe you go lower. Maybe you walk the front foot forward. Breathe, back hand down, top arm up. And find your pose. Front forearm to front thigh. Think of the back leg staying active, upper arm over your ear, extended side angle. Breathe, take your back hand to your hip, take your front hand to your knee, lift up, straighten that leg. Triangle pose again. I really like triangle with this little slide because it keeps some integrity here, right? So I'm not just dumping into the hip crease. It's almost like I can go over a big ball, slide the leg down, allow the front hip to roll back. Your block is there. Maybe you take that block up high, lengthen the tailbone, open your chest, and take that arm up. Remember the back leg. Remember the Alamo, right? That back leg, lifting the inner arch of the back leg. Take both hands to your blocks. Turn your back foot so that it is facing forward. Bend the front knee. So we're in just a high lunge here. Lower that knee. It's probably your left knee. Hold here, stretch through this quad. Even though your hands are on your blocks, it's light. You can lift either hand without your body collapsing. Find that big stretch for the front thigh. Now, this is again going to be optional. Take your blocks up high just for a minute. Optional. Slide your front heel back and then bend your front knee more and hold, okay? So this is a stretch, front leg stretch for the Achilles, the calf, where the Achilles attaches to the calf. It is a lot for some knees. If that felt okay, slide the heel back a little more. Heel stays on the ground. The back, that front heel doesn't lift. Oh yeah. So ankle, Achilles, knee, hip. Hold that, flip your back toes under, lift your back knee. Straighten your front leg, and we find this variation of pyramid pose. Deep breath, everybody. What happens if we wiggle the hips a little bit, right? What happens if we square the front knee with the center line of the foot and then press through the back leg? Bend your front knee, step forward, bend both knees, and come on up to standing. Ooh, shake those legs, shake those legs. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna turn around just so I don't have my back to you for that long. So we're back in mountain pose. Feel the inner thighs active, the glutes, the hips, the belly. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come to your blocks. Soften the knees and step back left leg. So warrior two on this side. Drop your back foot to the side position. Look at your back foot. See if you can move that inner arch away from the floor, even a little amount, right? Your front knee bends, your left hand goes to your left knee. Take the arms up. Warrior two. Maybe your inner thighs are nice and open and you could go longer than you would normally, but still fully in control, right? So when I look at warrior two, as soon as that back pinky edge starts to lift, I already know I'm too long. As soon as this knee collapses, I'm too long. So we find the pose that works best for us. The ribs move away from the knee, arms are nice and open, front knee bends, maybe the back hand goes down and the top arm comes up. Exalted warrior. Slide it through, forearm to thigh, top arm goes overhead. We find extended side angle. We find our breath too, right? Take the top arm, place it on your hip, lift up your other hand to your thigh, straighten the front leg. Think about it. You're not just dumping, you're reaching over the thigh to come down to triangle pose. Back foot arches lifted, top arm comes up, chest is lifted. Maybe you find your block either low, medium, or high, and find triangle pose here. Deep breath. Press through the back pinky edge. Bend your front leg, everybody. Find your blocks. Turn your foot. We are almost there. Find your lunge. Drop your right knee to the floor and just find the stretch along the front thigh. Big deep breath. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to back off a little, slide that front heel back and extend that knee past your ankle. And breathe. Maybe you're still okay. Your front heel stays on the floor. You can slide the heel back a little more, right? This can be quite intense, but if you're active, if you're out there playing tennis, or really even if you're sitting, these Achilles, these calf muscles can get so tight. And we're just giving them some love, some stretch. Good. Flip your back toes under, lift your knee off the floor, and then straighten the front leg and find your variation of this variation of pyramid pose. So I just walked my blocks back. I dropped my back heel. Both arches are lifted, the torso leaning over that front leg. Deep breath. Bend your front leg. Walk your blocks forward, push off, and step forward, and then find your forward fold. Supported forward fold, whether you're halfway up or your hands are on your shins or on the floor. Low back is long, torso is long. Bend both knees. Take both hands to both knees and come on up. Ooh. Well done, everybody. You're going to need one block as an option. Coming into tree pose. Okay, so tree pose, easy options abound here. Just shifting that light a little bit. So if you know you would like wall space, right, something to hang on to, we're going to do tree pose twice, one without a block and one possibly with a block. So we've just stretched and strengthened the heck out of our thighs, right? Our inner and outers and everything else. So engage the legs and find mountain pose. Take a deep breath and let go. Take your hands to your hips and turn the heel of one foot, maybe your right foot, and turn it out to the side, and then just kind of turn it in and out, right? So again, with the hip movement, the range of motion for your particular body. Notice if you go too far, where the hips go, they go sideways with it. That's not tree pose, right? We're just going in, out, and then turn it out and hold. Feel both hip points pointing forward. 1, you're here. 2, shin, right? 3, come into your version of tree pose, the standing leg active. Hands come to your heart, the chest lifts, find your still point. Maybe the arms come up. Maybe the shoulders, the back, upper back gets active so that the heart can lift more. It's not an arch, right? The muscles at the back get active. The chest is able to lift a little more. Breathe. Take the hands maybe up to the ceiling and then down toward your heart. Bring that knee forward and release it. Whew. Shake it out. Same thing or same side. This is tricky as heck, and I'm just going to tell you. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. It's fun, it's joyful, it's just different. Okay, so either come back to your first tree pose, same side, or you're going to take your block, put it on the inside, and then you're going to take that same side foot and you're going to try to nail that block between your foot and your thigh. Hold on to that foot until you find balance. So this block is making you work because it's not steady and it's not flat in the sense that it will hold. So find your balance, push your thigh into your block, whoop, see what I mean? And vice versa. Ooh, there we go. Hands to heart, push your foot into the block. Maybe the arms come up. Breathe. And release that. Holy moly. Good. Walk around. We're all gonna walk like ducks later. We're just gonna be we're gonna be doing the Charlie Chaplin slide. Sorry. Woo! Look at the time, everybody. I must be having way too much fun. All right, let's do the other side and be done with this. All right. Mountain pose. See how much fun I'm having? Hands to hips. Come onto the ball mound of the other foot and just bring the knee in, out. Let the foot slide with it. Internal, external rotation. Once again, notice your end range of motion for your hips without the hips following. And then find your tree pose, your version of tree pose on this side. Standing leg hip slides in, the foot pressing all four corners. Maybe you're here. Maybe the arms come up, belly tones in. The standing legs glute, super active. Breathe. Engage the back body to lift the chest. Maybe the hands come up. Maybe the hands come to your heart. And we release. Version 2, your choice. Same thing, or this funky little exercise. So you got that in place. Try to get the foot to meet it. Oof. I went sideways on this one. Might be easier. Good. Press and squeeze. Try to lift the chest. Try to lift the arms. And come on down when you're ready. John rocked that one. He was good there. All right. Well done, everybody. Keep one block. Just give yourself a good block between the thighs. Give it a good squeeze. Walk the feet in. Try to press the inner ankles toward each other. Maybe even lift all the toes. I'm amazed how quick this class went. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, soft forward fold. Go ahead and take the block out. Step back to downward facing dog. Ooh. Pedal out the feet. Come to plank. Lower the knees. Come on down to your belly. Come into Sphinx. Just to reverse some of that back bending. Take the feet wider on your mat. Walk both hands, both elbows to the right, but keep the left hip down. Keep the left side of the pelvis down. And take a deep breath. So again, maybe feeling some of that same belly stretch that we felt at the very beginning of class. Walk your elbows to the center and then walk them over to the left. You will maybe notice one side different than the other. And breathe, keeping the right hip down as the elbows go left. Come back to center. Good, lower all the way down. You are going to need both of your blocks near you. We're going to come on to our backs, but just bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. And then straighten the legs, roll over to your side. From your side, come to your belly, to your back. Grab both of your blocks. The knees bend, the feet are to the floor, reclining or restorative Baddha Konasana. You're going to take those blocks to a place where they are fully, and I mean fully, supportive of your legs. Okay, so you're not getting any stretch to speak of. Your legs are resting on your blocks. Your tailbone is lengthened. Your torso is long, so there is minimal arch in your lower back. And then allow the arms to come down to your sides. Your palms are face up. This is your Shavasana. So we're going to stay here for a little bit and then we'll probably straighten the legs. If this is uncomfortable, just find the Shavasana that works best for you. Take a deep breath in, everyone, and let go. And so when joy sparks in your life, even if it is a moment, take it in, relish it, acknowledge it. Soften your body to the floor, soften your thighs against the blocks. Relax your jaw fully. Relax your belly fully. Feel yourself settling into the floor more and more as you let go of any unnecessary tension. So one, you're here because this feels so good, you don't want to move. Or two, just bring the knees together, slide the blocks underneath your thighs, and then straighten the legs over your blocks so that your knees have a soft bend to them. Your pelvis relaxed, your hips on the floor, your legs relaxed. Let go even more. For those of you who can stay in Shavasana, take a little bit longer to restore. For those of you who are ready, start to wiggle those toes, circle the ankles, and slowly bend your knees. Let your feet come to the floor. And then draw the knees to your chest. Curl them in, maybe cross your ankles. Just let your back stretch. And then roll the knees over to one side. Curl into fetal pose. And then from fetal pose, press up. And finding your seat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale them to your heart. Bow to the joy that is just waiting to be expressed. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.